Hello, hello, and hello. Welcome back to another stream with the thing, the object, whatever I can be. Last week when I was doing a PGR stream, I was continuing Alpha's Bond story, where her and the commandant were having a tussle. And I was thinking about, after doing that, I would finish off the other stories that I have not done. You know, sort of finishing up the job. And the current event is ending soon. I'm pretty sure next week's the last week for the current event. And the next event, what is the next event? The next event is... Ah yes, another Transcendent. But it's gonna be definitely gonna be a more small event. Why she's not Transcendent? She's a support. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what the requirements for Transcendents are anymore, so whatever. I don't really think the developers of the game know what qualifies as Transcendent either, but hey, I'm the player and the judge. That's what I am. Anyway, let's continue with Alpha's story. I'm gonna boost up the game volume a bit. Probably should have done that before stream, but oh well. Stuff happens. Right, it's probably a bit too loud. Okay. Alpha. Show up to chapter 4. Redolent of goose feathers, the snow blankens the land with a thick layer of white. The snow is really picking up. How are you doing, Commandant? Dealing. Except you do feel a tinge of chill. With the snow on the ground thickened by the second, it's getting increasingly hard to charge through it, even in an exoskeleton. It's been quite some time since you and Crow left the rest of the migrants from the last conservation area to visit the data you came seeking, and makes you wonder how they're holding up. Squatting on top of your bag, the long hair that's been following you out of the conservation area sways its tail a few times, before it suddenly jumps off. Breaking into a dash, you follow the cat over the hill. There's a frozen lake up ahead. Through the grating snow that reaches as far as one can see, and Azure Lake, frozen through and through, is a glow of a menacing chill. We'll be able to bring the armorators to justice, Commandant, if we follow the path you've planned out and cross this frozen lake. In the blink of an eye, Crow sweeps the ground around you clean. Please, have a rest here while I survey the area, Commandant. Will do, thanks. Crow is the only praying mantis by your side now. His partner has been assigned to yet another team in charge of protecting the conservation area. Feeling stiff all over, you sit down, your brain body up and running again from the freezing chill. That's when it hits you that your mind beacon is still overloaded. Alpha? A huff. There's no mistaking, Alpha's still on the line, which makes you wonder if you've left anything slip on your way through that you shouldn't have. Before you know it, Alpha starts speaking. Naivety happens to rhyme with calamity, in case you need a reminder. Which is why I'm offering you my help for the last time. I can tell that's a lie. What are you talking about? With the chill robbing you of heat, it takes a good few moments for Alpha's words to finally sink in. How exactly do you think you're going to last to the next conservation area? When you've given away all your medicines and food? I have a plan B. A plan B, huh? When was the last time you ate then? You swallow the snow, your brain trying to work up the answer to the question. It's been a day already. The only thing you have left now is an emergency bandage. You have given away the last bag of compressed biscuits to the ailing elder yesterday. Which is fine, because you know you won't be far from the next conservation area, as long as you follow your original plan and catch the rioters. Yes, you just need to trust yourself in the plan. Commandant, check this out. Looking Crow's way, you see the long hair with a red fruit in its mouth, holding its head high. The long hair drops as it hops on to your chest. A fruit. When did the cat find that? When there is nothing around, though. Psst. Alpha Hour seems amused by this episode. You sound amused. I am anything but. That was pretty loud. Alpha denies outright. Her motorcycle's engine ringing louder than it is just a moment ago. Let's head down there for a rest, Commandant. I came across a campfire that's still burning, with a lot of clean fruit around it. I'm guessing some hunter left it all there. Back up Ammonia, I read a book that says that some hunters do that to help people who came after them. Following the count over the hill, you see a burning campfire right around the lake. Beside the campfire sits a pile of the same red fruit and snow, the glow tantalizing. Really? We really have the hunter to thank, Crow? Yeah. One that hunts corrupted or hetero creatures for a living. All you know. Alpha comments coldly. Well, must have been some kind-hearted passerby then. Not fancying another argument over, you wash the fruit down with the snow. When you put that one in your mouth, you feel washed in sour sweet juice that seems to course through your body and mind. Whoever that was sure saved a dying soul. I used to sing Lucia, Sundari. Just be more direct. In the howling winds, Alpha observes the scene from behind a tree. If she goes down the path she's planned out before, she'll be able to see the armed rioters in no time. What caught Alpha by surprise, however, is how Zod managed to catch up with Alpha, had raised every last trace of her and the armed rioters' presence along the way. Looking back, Alpha showed that she herself must have set out for this place a few days ahead of Zod, not to mention that Zod came here for all the citizens of the previous conservation area. To better determine how far Zod has come, Alpha marked the path she'd taken with some flamboyantly red cranberries, so that she know where they are whenever they are talking about the fruit. But what she never saw coming, however, how little time it took for Zod to stumble across the pile of fruit, which of course goes to show how close Zod is to Alpha herself now. A sense of danger gushes out of Alpha's mind and rushes through every vein in her. Tightening her hand around the grip of her katana, she can feel the rough lines on it. Oddly, Alpha finds herself feeling excited too about this hunt that's just begun, and one that's so full of uncertainty. Taking cover behind another tree, Alpha squints in search of unarmed rioters among the woods. She has no trouble taking their lives, except she can't be sure which of them carries what she came looking for. And the last thing she wants is for the little rats to slip away. In fact, Alpha doesn't even know if they're carrying the data with them at all. She's set on getting what she wants. Something feels off. I see no one coming after us from that conservation area. I think we're safe, boss. We'll be off to enjoy life after handing them the hard drive and getting our money. No, something just seemed right. Think about our original plan. We're splitting into two teams. Team B is going the other way. Come on, boss. The other way is one hell of a... Tisk. Alpha knows she has to make a move now before the rioters split up, or worse, even Zod catches up, which no doubt would only complicate the matter. Drawing out on the sheath, Alpha's katana shines with chill. It's now or never. Bam. Is that a gunshot? Gunshots in the snow running down, crows swishing out of the woods. At the same time, you hear the same gunshot through the channel you've established with Alpha. Wait, could that be the rioters? Where are the support squads now? There are two squads currently on duty that can come down here. They're heading our way now. By their current speed, we should be able to rendezvous them in an hour. But we're out of time. You circle 2 locations on your terminal and ask the support squads to head over there and neutralize the armed rioters immediately on site. As soon as you receive an affirmative, you give your exoskeleton a boost and zoom off at top speed to what you just saw all the crows take off. It's got to be Alpha. Its gunshots shed light on every doubt you've had coming here. Those rioters have got to be the rats that Alpha says she was looking for, and she's after the same data you are. Alpha has to be got to be there. You give your exoskeleton another boost. Where is she? That's where the showdown is going to take place. In the woods, Alpha finds herself surrounded by the rioters, her eyes staring coldly at the man leading the group. A construct. But I thought everyone had left the slime hole of a conservation already. Having no intention to answer the preposterous question, Alpha places her hand on the katana's grip. Give me the thing and get lost. What do we get in return? Seeing didn't just follow us out of the conservation area, you know. I'll let you walk away in one piece. The man sizes up Alpha with menacing eyes, apparently trying to determine whether they stand a chance of toughing the situation out. You probably want to hurry up. Pushed ever so slightly out of the sheath, Alpha's glitter seems to glow with a chill. Alpha squints, her patience quickly running out. Bam. Much to everyone's surprise, the man pulls out his gun and fires a decisive shot at Alpha. Tisk. Alpha blocks the bullet with a slash of a katana, stirring up a gust of wind that disperses the smoke from the smoke grenades that's thrown away immediately after the shot. I hope that wasn't your best move already. Scatter, out and run. Make sure the thing is safe. You all will get a cut. Shouts the man as he waves his arm silently, then rolling over he dodges a slash from Alpha and rolls their way downhill. With the man's order, the rioters scatter every which way. Ready to give chase, Alpha mounts her motorcycle, but stops in her tracks. Alpha. Apparently, having taken the shortcut, a human comes running over the woods with mud and leaves all over. It's VOD. Well done indeed. But you have to fight for what you come seeking. Wait. Let me cut you a deal. Trying to stall me here, huh? Another day, maybe. Gunning her motorcycle's engine, Alpha speeds down the road in pursuit of the rioters. Help from Babylon is on the way. Is that a threat? Hearing you utter the word Babylonia, Alpha turns around with a dangerous look. You mark a new path on your terminal and seek the path of Crow. Let's act according to plan, Crow. Amused by the construct that seemed to have come out of nowhere, Crow takes water and all the same starts pursuing Alpha with given coordinates. I wonder what Babylonia would say about you being alone with an ascendant. Alpha looks at you, her face devoid of emotions. Let's talk. You know you have the upper hand here to initiate the talk. About what? About us working together. If you refuse to, the only thing you have to count on your pursuit of the rioters will be your instincts. Even with the help of the 2 squads that are on their way here, the rioters will still stand a pretty good chance of making their way out of here with the hard drive, given their sheer number. If in your plan, the only way for you both and Alpha to win is to work... In your plan, the only way for both you and Alpha to win is the 2 of you work together. A liter of bleach. What bleach? What have you been up to, Bandit? Why you need so much bleach? I am playing Punishing Grey Raven. Oh. I've set it to Minecraft. I forgot to even edit that on the stream. Oh dear, I need to fix that. Jeez. Professional streaming. Anyway, this is Punishing Grey Raven, which was I supposed to put in. There we go. Now it's fixed. That was a silly mistake on my part. Anyway, this is Punishing Grey Raven. you can actually download the PC client. It is a gacha game, but the gacha game I enjoy. And I'm sort of a Punishing Grey Raven YouTuber, so that's why I'm playing it, because I spent 2 years of my life playing this game. A bit too much, I would say. Yeah, I'm trying to become this game's not really a historian, but this game's lore guy, which I'm pretty slow in doing since I tend to distract myself with other projects. Anyway, I'm currently doing a Bond story with one of the characters of the game, which is the grumpy woman in front of the screen. And yes, oh, what is my stream even called? Into the Great Beyond. Shouldn't really name that. Jeez. All that time preparing only to not change the details on the stream. Well, I'm pretty sure talking with the birds will get boring after a while. There's only so much they can talk about. There we go. Funny adding the details. Wunderbar. Been streaming for 1 year now and I still make mistakes. Well, yes, you can form a bit of conversation that way. Yeah, it's definitely not more entertaining talking with other people, learn their insights and their opinions. Anyway, I'm pretty much just gonna be more of a narrator of this story. But if the rioters make it out of here, the thing you both came looking for might be gone for good. Spell out the details then. Her motorcycle's engine coming to a halt. Alpha looks dubiously at you. Glad that Alpha is willing to lend you a listening ear, you pull out your terminal and circle view locations. This is the only passable path up here in this mountain, and no matter how the writers plan to get up here, they're bound to pass through these checkpoints. I've put 2 squads in place of these checkpoints, and Crow is heading over there now. Now, if we can meet the writers head on in these 3 checkpoints here, we have a 90% chance of stopping them. This really reminds me of how good Babylonia is at catching their prey, except I'm no longer a crybaby. Alpha looks at you with a faint smile. Can I feature on the stream? Just chatting. Do chatting? Just saying, just chatting gets more views. I have been recommended of showing big butts on stream as a good way to get views. But I'm willing to change it to just chatting and see how that happens. Just a little, social experiment. I don't know. You can call me skeptical because I never actually watched just chatting streamers. But I will take up your suggestion. Yes. and we'll see what happens. But yes, I have been suggested of just putting a 3D model shaking their tush on stream, because that's apparently what one of my friends used to do when he used to stream. No, people come for the assets, but they stay for the conversations. That's a lot of people. I think it's a bit hard to have a conversation with over 1,000 people. At that point, you're pretty much having a conversation with a convention hall. Which is quite big. Which is quite... yeah. That would be quite surprising. Anyway, in saying that, it's a job for a streamer to encourage parasocialism. Not socialism. Did they even say that? Parasocial behavior? Yeah, it is parasocialism. Jesus, I'm getting confused with my own words. But yes, it's a job for a streamer to encourage parasocial behavior. Well, I do have a few regulars that come and by. There's two other VTubers and streamers that I know. So yeah, I do have my good friends come in, pop in, say hello, and talk about such stuff from time to time. Usually how it goes. See? Well, then again, when I was 17, I gave out a speech to become school captain. There's no such thing as too young as have a motivational speech. What I've learned over the years, age does not show maturity. MTG. No, I do not know what MTG is. But yes, what I've learned, maturity doesn't come with age. I have met like 30 and 50-year-olds who are extremely immature. But the one thing that age does give you is experience. But that experience is only good if you actually go out and do stuff. You know, if you sit around and do nothing for like 10 years, there's not much you can experience there. Oh, Magic of the Gathering. Yes, I do know that game. It's actually... it's a bit of an old game now, Magic the Gathering. First time I saw Magic the Gathering cards like nearly 2000s, because my father had his deck of cards. So I want to learn about the game. Then again, Magic the Gathering's got a very, I'm gonna say, different atmosphere these days. Or recently. So there was a lot of advertising going on with their new deck of cards, which is interesting. Didn't realize it was shorted to MTG, which makes sense now. It's the abbreviation. But isn't Pokemon very simple to play as? Because you need energy cards, and you also... Oh, I'm trying to remember now. It's been too long. No, I have never made a pipe bomb. I'm not Irish. I'm not a member of the RIA. I don't even know the first thing to make a pipe bomb. And this isn't gonna become how to make your own homegrown explosive stream. No, I wasn't ever interested in making explosives. Well, racism. Is it really racism when you've got Irish blood in your veins? Is it racist to have to be related of the same race? But is it really discriminatory when it's true? Nah, there hasn't been any explosions caused by a certain group for a long time. The world is full of stereotypes. The only reason why stereotyping exists because it does happen. Because stereotypes do exist. That's the sad truth. And some people fully embrace their stereotype, while others try to avoid it. Alpha looks at you with a faint smile, her mind unreadable through her eyes. Since Crow isn't around, it's just gonna be me and you from here on out. Are you gonna trust me, or would you rather go it alone and make life harder for yourself? A moment of silence later, Alpha kicks her motorcycle into gear. Sure, you're ready to join hands with an ascendant. Done deal. Never been more ready. Wasting no time, Alpha twists the throttle as soon as you mount her motorcycle. Well then, let's hope you've got enough serum to burn through then. I mean, yeah, VTubing stereotypes. A lot of VTubers go heavily in the Japanese theme. But also there's the flat-chested VTubers, the petons. Also there's the menhera, the crazy girls. There's I guess the more idol-like VTubers with their performances, shows and dresses and stars. What's another common trope? Oh, this game has a few suggestive sayings. Don't worry. The most lewd thing that ever happened in this game was hugging. And wouldn't you want to mount a motorcycle with this woman? This serious, stoic-faced woman? Anyway, this game is Chinese, so if you know anything about the Chinese, then But again, not as bad as the Koreans. The Koreans are very suggestive. Don't show fear, show Be free. Claim that motorcycle. Mount. I was about to say mount. Oh dear. That sounds a pretty bad suggestion there. Oh dear. That might cause you actually more trouble though. Trying to mount someone. Blasting out an ear-splitting vroom. Alpha's motorcycle zips through the snowfield at full throttle like a blood-red thunder. Her arms, all the while, glowing red. Well, AI channing's been a while for a long time. I remember like in the early 2000s with the AI chatbots back then. So, I don't really care. Because it's always been a thing for the last around 20 years. The only difference is between the AI between the 2000s and the 2020s is memory retention. I did some experimenting with the most recent AIs. They're very good at bringing up previous conversations or things you talked about and remembering things. It's pretty impressive how advanced they've become. Because in the past they used to be very limited in what they can talk about and what they say. AI chatting is very impressive, just how far it has become. But I'm not afraid of it, I'm not anti it, it's just another thing you can do. Oh yeah, it was safe for work. If I want to do that kind of experimenting, I can do it with a real person or another VTuber. I have cuddled with a fanboy on a talk show before, so you know. Why do it with a fake person? You can do it with a real person. But you still need to be have a bit of charm, be a decent person to do that sort of thing with another person. I'm a co-host of a talk show hosted by another VTuber called CatboxGMZ. Well, it's a series that's been going around. It's been around for a while now. We're on the 3rd season now. He pretty much invites VTubers to the show, and we ask them questions. Yes, his name is CatboxGMZ, and actually, I'm gonna post a link in the chat to his channel.
Oh man, Miku here. Here to give out some more.
Just went to my own YouTube channel. Anyway, yes, this will take you to his. Where am I going? Take to his YouTube channel. And that's where he has this series called The Unnamed Talk Show. Jeez, we're on the 4th season. I thought we were on the 3rd season. Jeez, that's how long we've been doing it for now. Well, we pretty much talk to all kinds of different VTubers. Originally, it started, well, when VTubing wasn't a thing. Yes, I'm surprised you're awake. Usually other people in your time zone would be asleep at this hour. Usually Asians are streaming around this time, but you know. Guess he'll be just struggling to sleep. Could be insomnia, or could be other things. An exhausted mind and exhausted body is good for sleep. It's only 2 in the morning. Ah yes, it's time to wake up and go to work. Usually how it goes. Yeah, pretty much. Damn. Do you need to download Discord? Sure, Discord is good for social interaction and organizing, playing games with others. Or checking out community events. But I wouldn't call Discord a perfect place. Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, that makes sense. New phone. And that just requires you to download everything. Then again, I only got a smartphone until last year. Oh boy. Oh, well, that's a bit of a shame. Shada. Bit disappointing. As Alpha's motorcycle zips past everything in sight, the reading of the punishing virus density on your terminal seems to be skyrocketing to 50%, 60%, 70%. You hold your breath, feeling your heart pounding faster by the second. Right when the virus has become so dense that it's only a split second from penetrating your protective suit, you hear a sneer. Scared? Disappointing. What? Is your name Robert Disappointing Bandit? Damn. That's a shame. Ah. Why be disappointing when you can be inspiring? Oh, okay, that's a pretty good guess. Damn. If I'm good at this guessing, I might as well appear on a hot seat. Chance to win some money. Scared? The virus density stops right before it breaks the critical point. I have every confidence in this partnership we have. Wink wink. No, I probably can't. If Robert is a name, and the other R, I feel like it's not a name, but it's either a descriptive word or a noun. Unless it could be Robert Rogers Bandit, or I rolled rare my name, gotcha. Yeah, you're double R, double rare bandit. Instead of being a normal R bandit, you're the upgraded version. Oh, it was Roger. I was thinking it could be Roger because of Bandit. I was thinking of pirates. Like Jack Rogers. Or the Jolly Roger, that's it. I was thinking about the Jolly Roger. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's sort of works well with Bandit. Nice to meet you, Robert Roger Bandit. Price is now $50. First one was a complete guess. The second one was a sort of an educated guess. Right then, your terminal receives a connection request. Crow? Crow's voice comes right out as soon as the request has been accepted. Commandant, we're suddenly picking up a high concentration of punishing virus here, and it's moving toward the checkpoints at top speed. Can I see that you're with the punishing virus reaction? What in the world is happening? Funny enough, I never actually played Call of Duty. I have played it on split screen, but that's about it. I never actually experienced the famous COD multiplayer lobbies, where people can come up with very creative words to call each other in a very friendly way. True brotherhood of humanity right there. The support squads are on their way, so please just hang in there. No, stick with the plan, unless I instruct you to do otherwise. But, with a sharp electrical noise that comes through the channel, Crow's voice blurs beyond understanding. As Alpha's motorcycle comes to a sudden stop, you feel yourself hurled against her back. Ah. Well, it teaches you to have a thicker skin, to be more tolerant, and do not lose your cool when someone's screaming at you with saying every slur under the sun. Or it can teach you to do exactly the same thing, so there's two possible options. Interesting that some people say parents say we learn nothing from game. Teaches you old... I don't really think it's a reflection of old values, but it does certainly improve your vocabulary. I was thinking that I remember there's some games I played at school that pretty much help teach you math or puzzles or logic questions. 1800s values. 1800. Well, well, I guess if it's like 1800 America. Then again, there's a lot of wars in 1800 America, so, you know. There was a reason for people to be a bit grumpy. 1943. Wow. There's a reason to say that in 1943. Especially after what happened in Pearl Harbor. And that just put it in overdrive. People tend to be more discriminatory if there's a reason to be discriminatory. It could be a small petty reason, or it could be a big reason. And here I thought you were talking about the Japanese. I mean, anti-Semitism is still going on in the world. That was happening before the World War II. That was happening. Well, not as much afterwards, but it was still going on, and it's still happening these days. It will never end. It's always been like this. The Karen War, man. They are cursed. It's every retailer's nightmare to deal with a person like that. Absolutely horrible. Good thing I don't work in retail. I don't have to deal with it. You're going to involve a third party for help? Partnership interference. For this deal we have here, there's only me, you, and no one else. Period. Communication terminated. I'm the one that proposed working together. My people will stick with the plan. And you really don't think I'm going to take you hostage, huh? I'm sure you won't, unless the thing doesn't mean anything to you anymore, that is. You're either helplessly naive or incredibly brave. Now I can't decide which one you are. I just don't think my proposal is so bad that you want to take me hostage. Because you stand to gain something from it too. With a cold half, Alpha speeds down the road again, leaving waves of snow dust behind her. Alpha seems to be saying something to you, except you can barely make out her words in the deafening winds. Tight. What? Hold on tight, I said. No sooner does Alpha finish speaking to you, you feel the motorcycle gun into top gear, threatening to fling you off into the waves of snow behind. When you've recovered yourself, you find your hands around Alpha's waist. Though your protective suit, Alpha feels soft and warm, and awkwardly stiff to the touch. Well, have fun. Nach Valhalla, mein Freund. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald. Oh boy. My follow alert is always quite something. I'm just gonna not say anything. Surprising, however, Alpha says nothing as she tightens her grip around the throttle. The chilling winds bite as your skin and snowflakes speed past you, transforming the world as you see it into the great greyish mass. The snowfield appears to have deprived you of your sense of space and time, leaving you and Alpha the only souls travelling through the bombardment of snow. After God only knows how long, the motorcycle does a tactful semicircle turn before it screeches to a stop right before a figure. It's him. Scared soulless seeing the two of you, the person turns onto the man leading the group of rioters. The man tries to run for a dear life, only to find his attempt futile when he sees Alpha already standing in his way. There you are. You have the thing, don't you? Like hell, I'm going to give it to you. Uh-huh. Pull down the sheath, Alpha scooter swishes through the wind. With her weapon, Alpha begins the chase. Fire dart gun. Dart hits the man, knocking him out right. Oh. The dart hits the man, knocking him out cold right away. With a swing, Alpha puts her katana back into her sheath. Playing the saint now, huh? Not trying to say they're innocent, but there are other ways to make them pay for what they have done. Alpha saves no more, her katana is still resting in the sheath. Right before Alpha starts walking up to the man to look for the hard drive, you both have been trying to hunt the rioters down for. The man thrusts forward, drops the hard drive from his hand down the cliff. Try to get that now. Alpha. With the man still shouting, Alpha wastes no time jumping off the cliff herself. It's only halfway up the mountain, where all you are, but seemingly bottomless gorge of the cliff abounds with rocks of all sizes, and Alpha is nowhere to be seen anymore. Commandant, are you alright? Seeing you right beside the cliff, Pro scuttles over the dilapidated road. What is going on? The sender just jumped off. Is this the virus reaction I picked up earlier? Correct. You bring Pro up to speed. So the Ascenders are after the same thing we are, but I mean, we aren't going to jump off this cliff here ourselves now, are we? Boy, this is a real shame. We're this close. No. I'll put a track on there. When you tap the screen of your terminal, a map pops up that shows a flashing red dot. You put the track on Alpha during the ride, which now shows that Alpha is on the move. Although, it's only probably a matter of time before she finds out. But the deal is still on. How are the other squads doing? With the exception of the 3 rioters who've been neutralized for staging resistance, the rest of the rioters have been captured. Commandant, what exactly are we going to... Your heart's still pounding. You take another look down the cliff, and for one split second, seem to still see Alpha's figure down below. Let's keep moving. The red dot on the map continues to flash invitingly. The darkness of night slowly envelops the world. From where she's standing upon the cliff, Alpha can see the conservation area down below. With the sun setting, specks of light starting appearing across the conservation area. This particular conservation area seems relatively unaffected by the punchy virus. Despite that little resource it has, its citizens have welcomed refugees with open arms. Svod is in there too. The specks of light faintly glow in her eyes. Alpha tightens her hand around the grip of her katana as she lowers her head. Going forward, she is to trust no one but herself, for hope is flimsy at best when given by others. Dark and full of uncertainty is the path she's chosen. Time and time again she's bound to stumble and fall. Still, Alpha is ready to face all odds head on. Quickly patching up her wounds from the fall of the cliff, Alpha turns around and starts heading for the peak. And now Alpha's telling me to go to bed.
疲れたら寝なさい。
Only a few lonely stars, the sky is pitch black, allowing not the least a bit of snowlight to seep through the hazy clouds. Sitting by the campfire, that's a faint nuclear glow. Alpha keeps her eyes trained on the dancing sparks. Putting down the bandage in hand, Alpha fiddles with the campfire. The fire burns lazily, casting light that stretches the shadows of the trees into the distance. The white cat from before comes out of nowhere and does a lazy roll beside the campfire. Alpha. Right then, Alpha hears someone calling her name. So, you're the one that brought this cat here? Feeling confused, you look where Alpha's pointing and see the white cat that's been following you around all this time. I came across it back at the last conservation area we're at. It hits you that this cat goes back and forth between you and Alpha, which explains the meows you heard every now and then coming from the channel when you talk to Alpha. Being unashamed about its lack of loyalty, the cat does a stretch before resting comfortably on Alpha's lap. Reminds me of a certain someone. Without turning around, Alpha adds fuel to the campfire. With it, the campfire flares, burning a hole through the pitch black night. Putting down the medication and bandages in your hands, you sit down across Alpha. And you see yourself in her eyes as the firelight shines in them. Here, catch. With a sliver powerbola trailing in its wake, an object lands squarely in your hand. It's crushed tracker. I thought you were going to destroy it. Our deal is still on, but I think it's time we put it to an end. But before we get there, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you. I had a look at what's in the hard drive. It's completely useless. Ask an illiterate to memorize Project Winter from this hard drive and they have no trouble doing it at all. This is the second time you're getting this from me. Alpha tosses the hard drive at you, as if it were a useless piece of garbage. It's not true though. What's not? That it's completely useless? Or are you trying to say that I'm wrong for thinking that you came all the way just for this hard drive? The hard drive is chipped and stained with dried up vital fluid. Alpha might be tough, but you can only imagine how she survived the fall from the cliff. How are you feeling? Huh. Let me guess, you came all the way here for what's in the hard drive because it's got to do with her? Or with them, I should say? Are you only being kind to me because I'm a construct? Well, not really. I really have to thank you for everything you've done this time. The data in here might be outdated, but it's a product of long and painstaking research nevertheless. Well, great things have humble beginnings. As to prove your point, specks of light suns appearing across the conservation area. Judging from the fact that it's still wee hours, you believe their expedition is getting ready to head out. And that's humans for you. They might struggle, but they never give up. And if they are trapped all the way down at the bottom of the abyss, all they need is a little hope for them to fight their way back up. Because they choose to do so. So naive. Surprisingly, that's all Alpha says, turning around to face the campfire. She seems so absorbed that you doubt she really heard what you said. As the campfire shines in Alpha's eyes, you notice the sun is slowly making its way up the sky. Then suddenly Alpha stands up and pulls you to your feet. Come with me. Alpha walks so fast you can barely catch up. The sun is still rising, but as you move away from the campfire, the path you're walking down is still pitch black. You turn on your flashlight, unaware of the stone by your foot. Ouch! In the nick of time, Alpha dashes over and grabs your hand, her body clinging to the cliff. Not so tough now, huh? In the cyan light of dawn, you can see everything past the serious look on Alpha's face. You allow yourself to hang along the cliff, with nothing but Alpha being the only thing holding you in place, all the while quietly removing your hand from the jetpack launcher you grabbed onto. If she chooses to let you go now, you still have enough time to get the jetpack on your protective suit to work to avoid a deadly fall. Look up at Alpha. Alpha squints, her eyes looking impish. Say, what if I let you go now, like this? Says Alpha as she loosens her grip. I call your bluff. You really have faith in everyone, don't you? Even when they're your enemy? With a little pull, Alpha drags you back up without breaking a sweat. No, still have faith in Alpha. Getting back to your feet and dusting yourself, you answer Alpha's question. It's me that you have faith in? Huh? Alpha repeats what you said as she casts you a dangerous glance. Do you really understand what you just said? Of course. You understand that the two of you come from very different places. Yeah, we're after the same thing this time. If we do cross paths again, I won't go easy on you. Haha. Whatever makes you sleep better today. But just don't be surprised if I ever hit you where you least expect it. I'm under no obligations to answer any of your questions in case you weren't aware. Without saying anything else, Alpha turns around and carries on walking toward the peak. The peak you and Alpha are on isn't the highest around, although it still places you at the altitude from which the skyline seems to stretch indefinitely into the distance. Still pitch black moments ago, the skies are now azure, flaming red, rising from behind the clouds. Slowly makes its way across the boundless skies. Then the clouds set ablaze with a rush of wind that clears the way of sunlight, to pass through, donning the snow-capped peak, across a light so golden that it almost threatens to scorch the eye. The sun is out. Awash in the sunlight of daybreak, you strike up a conversation. Are you okay? Say someone who doesn't have anything to keep themselves alive, but still thought it'd be a good idea to battle in the snow. Didn't kill me though. Didn't kill you, huh? Fancy bringing home something that might land you straight in the lockup then. I think I'll pass. Time flies as you chit-chat. Before you know it, the sun has made its way up the sky, casting down light so warm over both you and Alpha that the cat that you barely remember where you are. Hearing the beeps of the communication device hanging by her waist, Alpha knows that they've sent her coordinates for the next location where they believe the punishing virus exists. Time is up. Pulling the bandages she has left out of her pocket and tossing them off to the human, Alpha mounts her motorcycle. Catching the bandages, the human says nothing to stop her. The cat hops onto Alpha's motorcycle too. With a frown, Alpha picks it up by the neck and puts it back on the ground. But you see it hop back up, ever so gracefully. Get off. Totally oblivious to the command, the cat makes itself comfortable in the seat and starts cleaning itself with its tongue. Fine. Pushing the cat forward on the seat so it doesn't fall off, Alpha turns around for one last look. Alpha knows better than to say goodbye because she knows full well that their paths, in all likelihood, will never cross again. Neither of them is going to stay where they are. There's no telling whether they see each other again down their respective paths. Standing unmoving, Zord quiet looks this way, seemingly knowing all along that their brief encounter would end as abruptly as it began. Kicking her motorcycle into gear and showered in sunlight, Alpha speeds down the path of her own choosing. This is where they part ways, for good, perhaps. Whether fate shall put them across each other's paths again, however, only time will tell. That's interesting. So a lot more interaction than the previous one. And the last one, she was certainly a lot more amused than anything. Well then, I think we'll continue with the next story. Well then, well then. Who to pick next? Ayla, Palau, Vera, Chrome, the kid. Who's the oldest of these? Chrome. Might as well do. Maybe. Yeah, let's do Chrome. Lecture Hall, FOS Military Command College. This is an era filled with challenges and uncertainties. There is no way of knowing which path will lead humanity to the future. The President's resonating voice echoes in everyone's ears. The only thing we know is that this path will be paved with hurdles, drenched in blood and sweat, covered in tears and smoke. It's not a broad, easy road ahead of you all. You might even regret having stepped on it one day. So you mustn't forget the passion and vision inside you today. Tattoo it to your heart, so that it serves as a reminder in your moments of doubt. This will be a difficult but magnificent voyage, so remember, humanity's hopes and prayers are with you. May you will all return home safe. A quick moment of silence fills the air as the President's impassioned speech comes to an end, but is soon replaced by a thunderous applause. The students in the audience begin to stand up one by one, all moved by the President's words. As students of the Colony Command College in Babylonia, they all know the responsibility they will be shouldering, but with no idea of its weight, they've only managed to hear the President's passion, not his pain. Yet, to be shrouded in blood and dust, the eaglets might carry with them a hint of fear of the unknown, but more than anything, they are filled with the excitement and hope of leaving their nest. Victories, titles, glories, applause, each of their hearts is thumping with these ethereal ideas. Destroy the punishing virus to reclaim the earth. This idea has been planted in their heads since their first day here. It is much of a goal as it is a cage. Today is the day when a new batch of students graduate from the FOS Military Command College, as well as the rare occasion where aluminin can return and visit. This is an event so special that even the Babylonian president has come and delivered a speech to encourage all the young fighters who are about to depart for Earth. You stand behind the curtain, quietly observing all the hopeful faces of your juniors. There seems to be a lump in your throat. The speech you've prepared and remembered is now blurry and faded, like paper soaked in water. There should be another person speaking before you. Thank you, President Hanson, for that beautiful speech. Up next, we have invited some distinguished aluminium. What is that word? Does it mean like graduated? A former student or an graduated or an educational institution. How do you even pronounce it? It's the first time I ever heard such a word.
Alumni. Alumni.
Alumni.
Alumni.
Alumni.
Alumni.
Alumni. Alumni. Alumni. What a bizarre. Yeah, very bizarre. Very bizarre word. Alumni, to share a few words, so let me introduce one of the chiefs of our college, a remarkable role model. He pauses. Thought, you are stunted by the sudden change of plan. It is now your turn to stand up there in the limelight, to face those inspiring, innocent eyes. And we better not screw up with the speech or we look like a laughing stock. They are untainted by bloodshed. It is now your turn to stand in front of the podium and say those meaningless slogans. The host is still calling your name, but your legs are frozen, incapable of moving. Suddenly, someone taps you on the shoulder. You turn around and find a familiar face. Crow. The young construct stands quietly behind you, his slender figure, confident posture, and pale blonde hair, all carefully curated and tentatively maintained. It looks the way he usually looks, except there is something different that you cannot quite pinpoint. His shirt just adjusts your shirt collar and fixes the tilted metal in your chest. Instead of the slightly unkempt way your clothes were, you now look as graceful and refined as the construct before you. They're calling your name, Svod. He seems to see right through what is troubling you. Don't let those who look up to you wait. Speak your mind. That is enough. Then he slowly turns you toward the stage before gently nudging you forward. He uses just enough force that you do not trip on the sudden movement while still appearing to walk with intent and strength. You simply feel unwavering presence supporting you as you step out. You part the curtain and stand before the audience, but you cannot help and turn back. Chrome is still standing in the shadow of the veil. Noticing your gaze, he gently nods. You do not have time to ponder where the loneliness you find on him comes from. You follow the motion and walk toward where the spotlight is. Staying there, you take a deep breath. Congratulations, graduates. This is a day to remember. And you deliver your speech the way you wrote it, the way you intended. When it's over, look around but fail to find the golden glow of the figure who gave you the support you needed. As the ceremony comes to a close, you decide to take a casual stroll around the campus, enjoying the moment of respite which has become so rare since you graduated. The corridors are empty as the students are all gathering in the hall, talking to the renowned aluminium about the fun moments during the tours and the aspirations the students have for their future. You however have no interest in that kind of conversation, so you manage to find an opportunity to sneak away. Without realizing it, you arrive at the door of your old classroom. You expect to find it empty as well, but reach the corridor outside. Instead, you step through the door and run into a golden-haired figure. I'm pretty sure we graduated before Chrome. Was it Chrome before us? I don't know. Chrome's Chrome sits quietly in the middle of the room. Glows from the artificial sky shine through the windows, the golden red hue casting his silhouette in a gentler light. And then how you remember the stoic student, peaceful and harmonious, like an oil painting. So you hold your breath, lest it disrupts the scene. You tiptoe your way to the seat in front of it and sit down. Feeling as someone else's presence, Chrome opts not to raise his head. You turn around, your arms crossed on top of the back of the chair, and you rest your chin in your hands, staring at Chrome. That is when you notice the hologram projected on the desk before him. Its light blue sections forming a chessboard in the air. Noticing your gaze, Chrome finally looks up and stares back. You look at each other, both of you coming to an understated understanding. Chrome does not question your presence here. Do not ask why he is here in the first place. Eventually, Chrome breaks the silence. A game of chess, odd. You almost feel like his words transported you back to when you were a student. As if the person sitting in front of you is not the captain of Strike Hawk, and you have yet to be the commandant of Grey Raven. Just a student who has arrived early asking another student who's just arrived to join him in a game of chess. You have yet to answer, but Chrome already understands your unspoken yes. So he raises his hand, his palm out in a gesture of please. White goes first. I look forward to your opening, Zona. Is he gonna smash me in chess? I may
この世の中にある美しいものすべてを君に捧げたいです。
That's very direct. What's his secret? Okay. Chrome 2. White goes first, e2 to e4. Following your command, the pawn on e2 advances 2 squares. Chrome slightly frowns and thinks, and he makes up his mind. e7 to e5. The black pawn in the same file thus moves forward as well. The two pawns meet in the middle of the board. Without hesitation, you issue a new command. f2 to f4. With that, the pawn of the f file moves next to the pawn on the e file, and Chrome's furrowed brows relax. King's Gambit. Chrome considers it. Classic move. As Chrome suggests, the King's Gambit is indeed a classic chess opening, offering the white pawn on the f-file to lure back the black pawn on the e-file away. If black takes the gambit, it will expose itself to danger. Chrome has two choices, take the gambit or refuse it. e5 takes f4. He has taken it. f1 to c4. d8 to h4. e1 to f1. b7 to b5. c4 takes b5. Chess pieces shift and move. Orderly, the two of you play, issuing new command as the other finish making their play. Suddenly, Chrome slows down, going quiet as your piece finishes moving. This was my seat. This was my seat as well. Is that so? Yeah. If we're the same year, I'll be sitting in front of you. Chrome smiles. The expressed dullness in the air around him also vanishes right as the corners of his mouth lift. The real Chrome has not shown up until this very moment. You finally say the belated greeting. Good afternoon, Chrome. Good afternoon, Zod. Nostalgic, isn't it? It is. The selection system that just style classes, things like that. Well, you're also bothered that you always get picked being the chief. Of course, the just style system does adjust the students' probabilities of getting selected by evaluating their attributes. That is true. Then you must get picked a lot. Chrome closes his eyes. Selected, Langston Smith. Please wait for the system's grading. Please answer the next question. The voice from the past still echoed in his ears. Is that Langston Smith, son of the administrator officer? Student representative, a true genius? He's even got a pretty face. Ah, Some people already have everything. What are you inviting him for? We aren't on the same level of genius like him. Are you alright? Your voice interrupts Chrome's trip down the memory lane. He pauses, no attention to mask it. He nods and shakes his head. Which is it? I was feeling a little bad, but I'm okay now. Thanks for asking. What happened? He falls silent. Don't have to say anything if you don't want. He reaches out to the holographic chessboard this time and picks up the projection of one of the pieces. The knight on G8 is moved to F6. His attention reverts to the game between you. You follow suit, picking up a piece instead of issuing a command. Now it's the two of you who are playing a physical game of chess. The person who was supposed to talk before you was me. Black Queen moves from H4 to H6. Really? My pawn from D file moves to D2 to D3. It was cancelled in the last minute. Black Knight moves from F6 to H5. Why? White Knight moves to F3 to F4. They didn't think a construct had the right. Chrome delivers his line calmly as he gently places his queen in his hand on G5.
この世の中にある美しいものすべてを君に捧げたいです。
Alright, story 3. Son of an administrative office. The chief of his year, the one who had it all. Genius's existence does not bother many people, but their downfall is undoubtedly the most captivating gossip. Due to using mind connection so intensely to the point of self-harm, he suffered incurable mental damage that disqualified him from forever being a commandant, and instead volunteered to be a construct. Everyone heard about this story one way or another, even without actively searching for it. FO's military command college is meant to cultivate commandants that can command constructs. Instead, he's ended up as a cheese piece to the commanded. Although his specialized invert device means that he does not have to be bonded to a commandant, just being a construct is enough to cast Chrome in a narrative he cannot alter. To allow a construct on the stage to speak as alumnus, to some people this is offensive, as a subordinate ordering his superiors around, even when this construct was once a chief of FOS. This is all in the past now. Should we pause? You hold the game for some reason, and Chrome stops his move. Not a bad idea. It would have been proper if we kept playing when our minds are filled with thoughts other than chess. I'm not in the right mood to play anyway. After all, playing chess is one of the few things left to relax me. Do you enjoy it? Enjoyment was not a factor when I first learned it. As a smith, I had to master everything in the field, especially when my father would play with me once in a while. I lost the first few games, however, it greatly disappointed him. To gain his approval, I practiced frantically after school. Unexpectedly, I started to appreciate the joy of chess, and I practiced with the AI. Just 64 squares, it contains possibilities that a person cannot fathom even with a lifetime. It takes so much time just to come up with a tactic and a counter move that time never feels wasted. So it became a personal love eventually. I've been playing ever since. Practice of an AI. Is that what caught your attention? Remembering the past, Grim gaze slightly drifts downward. I wasn't exactly sociable when I was studying here. No classmate would play with me. Seriously? Before you could answer. Sorry about that. So sorry that you missed a chance to play with such a great player. That's so. As you said, if you were from the same year, you were sitting in front of me. Perhaps we would become great friends. His lips tighten as he considers the possibility. You're surprised that something you just threw out there can have Chrome lost in thought for so long. After a while, he comes to a conclusion and replies solemnly. I think, like you said, I think we would. But there's no if in real life. You both know these are just empty words, unmanifested. Thus, your conversation comes to an end. Hey, seeing that's a rare open day on the campus. Want to take a walk outside? The holographic projection turns off and Chrome stands up from his seat. He steps in front of you, his hand reaching out as his body slightly bows. A perfect, impeccable gesture of invitation that carries with it respect and an aura that does not accept refusal. I should be the one asking, says Chrome gently, with a twinkle in his eyes. I'm sure.
この世の中にある美しいものすべてを君に捧げたいです。
Chapter 4. The two of you walk inside a campus for a long... From the training facility to the canteen to the lounge room, and eventually to the library. The library contains books and articles from the Golden Age, many of which are said to be WGAA's donations. Many materials inaccessible at the center of the basic public education have their original copies stored there. A privilege for the students who are bound to confront the real world. But they are rarely read. Students here are always busy. They can recite the three fundamental contradictions of the military system, but they do not have time to ponder the long-term effect of technological revolutions. The library first became a place of self-assessors instead of a place for more knowledge. Only a few students are here now because of the ceremony. It did not cause any commotion in the enter of Chroma like before. Returning to a familiar place has awakened your muscle memory. It guides you as you lead Chrome to the second floor. The library would always be filled to the brim back then, right before the tests and exams. But there is a place on the second floor that is always free from disruption. Hidden behind a few shelves is a haven only a few know about. Every student has their preferred spot in the library, and this one is yours. Chrome has not said anything on the way here, he just follows behind you quietly. He does not seem to be curious why you have led him straight here after you entered the library. Instead, he asks if he knows this routine. Like the back of his hand, at one of the corners he turns the correct way before you even take a step. When you reach your destination, he does not sit down. Instead, he walks to the shelf to the side, his finger gliding across the spines of the books. His long, slender figure stops precisely at the one of the hardcover books. Gently, with the tip of his finger, he pulls out and removes the book from the shelf before heading to the seat opposite you, opening it as he sits down. The title of the book has been scrubbed unrecognizably. Chrome holds the book with familiarity as if he just retrieved a book he was halfway through and returned to his shelf yesterday. You know this place well. I'm yawning. You cannot help but ask. He purses his lips. Much as you do, I imagine. There's no need for more words. You have both picked up that you were regulars here from the sense of familiarity in each other's movements and action. Chrome holds a finger before his lips and makes the hush gesture. We should lower our voices, don't disturb the juniors. Try to lower the sound of your chuckles. How incredible life is to run into someone who's grown up as similar as you have, but it ends up somewhere so drastically different from where you are. When I was a student here, I loved to study in a spot before the tests. He says quietly as he flips through the book in his hand. Like it here too, it's quiet. Exactly. Not many knew of this place either, so I didn't have to worry about having my spot taken. He quiets down for a moment before speaking again. I must admit, I was a little surprised at first. I didn't think you would know this spot. Of course I do. I've seen sunsets and sunrises on this very chair. Can't imagine as chief graduate like you would study overnight in the library for a test. You're a chief as well. My apologies. I should have neglected your efforts just because of your title. That's alright. It's not. If you don't mind me overstepping, I cannot forgive myself that easily. Grim suddenly puts down his book and stands up. Please wait here. He bows his head toward you before hastily walking away. Crone has not technically been away for long, but from where you were sitting, eternity seems to pass. Bored, you glance at the book at Crone left on the desk. It's still open where Crone left it. Every complicated question has an answer that is simple, concise, and wrong. The reality and uncertainty of the future can be an argument for us to consider how the technological revolution will affect politics and wars. Not only have revolutionary technologies been implemented into wars, but they are also done on an unprecedented scale. There will be consequences, unanticipated. Which is to say, the distant future will follow the ebbs and flows of history as it evolves here and now. More similar lines and paragraphs cover the pages. Right then, Chrome is back. He returns with 2 paper cups in his hands. Noticing that you are reading the book, he thinks nothing of it and places one of the cups before you. You pick it up with both hands, staring at the dark brown liquid inside. Double espresso? That's right. Think it as my apology. That is quite a... You might not like it, but you must miss it. Fair. Those students who study overnight do not require a shot of caffeine to keep their eyes open. It seems to be a default now for schools to have cafe next to the library. Appropriate apology indeed, all things considered. The warmth in your hand represents the years of hardship no one realizes. No, someone does. Chrome has already emptied his cup. His brows do not even furrow, seemingly not accustomed to its bitterness. Then instead you recognize all the hardship behind his halo of glory. So you empty yours as well. Stack your cups and push them to the side. Are you interested in this book? Chrome picks up the book and mushes it your way. Yeah. It's an old book from the Golden Age, I think. It's about the impacts of technological revolution. Despite being published such a long time ago, the ideas and arguments in it can still be applied today. Before I left the college, I was reading this book leisurely outside of classes. The truth is, I cannot fully grasp what it was trying to say back then. Looking back, I think I finally understand it now. Tell me. He seems to have expected your question and nods before you complete your question. Alright. Big story.
この世の中にある美しいものすべてを君に捧げたいです。
What comes after humans? We are creating our successors at this very moment. They are as capable as humans. We will grant them capabilities to exceed humans. Scientists will have to evaluate their fruits of labor soon and confront the moral responsibility of their actions, especially so when their inventions will chart the course of humanity's future. We cannot hide inside our laboratories with our research without considering the ethics of its nature. Line after line, Chrome reads you the key ideas in the book. There is no need for further explanations. The lines are plain and straightforward. This book is written during the Golden Age. It actually points out the problems of human societies that persist today. Following the same upward spiral, the subject in question might be different, but the problems it produces is largely the same. This never-ending war of the punching virus has covered up what should be plainly obvious of a game of life and death. What humankind is confronting is an age of both old and new. This liminal bedlam is not born from the punching virus, it stems from the inherent conflict of humanity itself. Constructs and humans are the best examples. How should constructs be defined? Are they us, or they the other? No one has yet to provide an answer that satisfies everyone. How do you feel about this, Father? regarding this topic. I don't think I have the right to speak on it, like you. I must disappoint you then. I have never stopped thinking about this, but I have yet to come to a conclusion. Then that should be my answer too. I think most people would say it's the latter, the other. That was the reason for what transpired earlier today. Are you disappointed? You seem to have asked me something similar not long ago. No, not disappointed. Was it unexpected? I'm just concerned. Grimm's eyes stay on your face, but he has his gaze on something far more remote, somewhere in the far future. The pink hue of the artificial dust quietly fades through a navy night sky. You might find my concern ridiculous, but I worry that... You worry the world's getting a little colder? You inadvertently speak your mind before Chrome could finish his sentence. That wasn't what I wanted to say, but you understand what I was going for. To position constructs as others so that people can be indifferent to the casualties of battles. This war will create new problems for humanity if it's not the punishing virus. What is legal and what is moral, the line between them only get more and more unclear. When I was confused, not enraged by this idea, I came to the realization of something else. Even if the punished virus is eliminated, it's still possible to find more conflicts in the future, leading to more clashes and wars. It does not specify who will be warring with whom. Even now, it's too cruel to say them out loud. Perhaps. But I don't feel too pessimistic about it either. Oh. Some people are thinking about it. Some people are looking for a way forward, like you. Chrome stays silent, and the silence stretches longer than usual. In the end, it's neither you nor Chrome who breaks the silence. The student shows up out of nowhere, walking toward Chrome slightly awkwardly. You reckon it has to be the student standing here to notice what you are in. It seems like Chrome and you have taken up the desk where he usually studies. I'm sorry to disturb you, but are you Langston Smith? Chrome nods. The student is not even trying to hide his ecstatic expression. Oh, I just saw you in the distance. I wondered if it was actually you. I thought you would be giving a speech on the stage today. Realizing what he is about to say seems inappropriate, the student stops like a stuck cassette tape, his line abruptly ending halfway through, his arms darting around in a slight panic. When he glimpses the book in Chrome's hand, his eyes glow. You're also reading it? Do you mind if I ask you about some of the things written on it? Chrome looks toward you as if asking for your permission as his companion. Smile and nod. Buzzy nods at the student as well. What an honor, sir. What an honor. The student is babbling at this point. The discussion lasts a very long time. Eventually Chrome stands up. He looks at you one more time. It's late now, Zod. It's time we give our seats to the future. He has a fan.
この世の中にある美しいものすべてを君に捧げたいです。
Alright, last story. Despite saying it is late, Chrome does not seem to be in a hurry to part ways as you two leave the library. Back to the classroom. Our games of chess hasn't ended yet, has it? Yet you tilt your head and look at him. You seem to understand what he was thinking during that long stretch of silence. You might have figured it out then. If you were from the same year as him, the two of you would have done what you just did. You would read in the library together, discuss philosophy the way you did, stroll on the training fields around campus, play chess in the classroom, after class. After all, you've done the same at the same places at different times. We're back to where you ran into each other. Two of you return to your seats. The holographic chessboard lights up between you. The pieces are on it, and it's still where you left them. It was my turn, so now it's yours, VOD. Alright then. White Knight moves from H4 to F5. Is your mood gone better? Black Pawn moves to C7 to C6. There's no better mood. It's inconsequential at the end of the day. I've just realized something. White Pawn moves to G4. What is that? Black Knight moves to H5 to F6. We'll talk after the game. Sure. White Knight moves from H1 to G1. The battle on the chessboard grows more intense. In the end, White Queen moves from F3 to F6. Chrome's clutched fists press against his lips, and pausing to consider. You sacrificed your bishop on your 11th move. You sacrificed both of your rooks on your 18th move. Now you're sacrificing your queen. You have fewer pieces than I do. You know what I've been thinking about? I do. It picks up the black knight in G8 and takes your white queen, placed on F6 as bait. In response, you pick up the white bishop on D6 and move it to E7. Checkmate. The game is over. Chrome does not look disappointed, and he did not look gleefully either. Just stare at each other for a while before breaking into smiles. When did you hatch this plan? Same time as you did. From the very beginning then. The immortal game. Exactly. Chrome and you have actually been replicating a legendary chess game. This has been a contest, but it's not been one too. It was not a game of chess, but a game of minds. We were both gambling on the hope that the other person would make the unexpected move. That's my answer, Chrome. The number of active pieces is way more important than the number of pieces the player has. Despite the inevitability of the circumstances, there are always those who can break through the boundaries and forge new paths. There are always those who think alike, and those who need to forge a new path with you. Those of us or other. The most important thing is to understand each other and look for a possibility together. Even if Chrome is a construct and you are a human, I'm sitting right here. Yes, you're right in front of me. You find yourself reflecting in his eyes, his blue irises all-encompassing as the ocean. Only me. No, not only you. Without love or kindness, the power of technology only be the power of Earth. That is it, you think? There's no love and kindness? And all humans have been selfish and foolish. Can I expect more games like this, VOD? Understanding each other even when you're competing. Choosing the same path even when you stand on different sides? I think so. Make a promise. There will be more games like this. It's a promise and a vow. Interesting. Just two bros broing it out. What more can you want? Alright, might as well do something else. There's a little break from all the story reading. So I end up doing both Alpha and Chrome's Bond story. Still a few more people left to go, but hey, that's not too bad. How's my guild doing? Yeah, we're getting there. Still haven't done this. I've become so lazy with doing the guild missions simply because it's finished in the first day. Oh, we're taking 21's bonus. Let's do this. Alright, let's go.
出撃します。実験破滅の開始。
We do need
グレンの君だけ遠い方。私の剣の心は壊れる。これがアートタイム。ちびっこぶち壊して私が一匹加えるし破滅の開始。私の手がフレンズ全てを集結させる。最初これがアートタイム。ちびっこぶち苦し実験を続行する。破滅の開始。グレンを進み容赦し私グレンで全てを集結させる。最初に面白いことあなたルシ出撃します。これがアートタイム。ちびっこ実験品のぶち崩し出撃します。
Jobs to do.
破滅の開始。
Now I have some last day. I think.
最初に面白いことこれがアートタイム。乱れて私が一匹加えそういこグレンで全てを集結させる。ちびっこルシ私が一匹加えてあげる。破滅の開始。
And boom.
これがアートタイム。
Just.
追われる
I just made it.
出撃します。
I actually did pretty horribly on that.
ピカ
Maybe we should
こんな
use
にも見守ってくれて
special ability.
嬉しい。
Hmm. Still the most, but I feel like I've done better. Alright.
ではあなたたちを率いてチームメンバーの戦闘データをマッチングしました。
Of Hakama.
むやみにもがく
Can't
虫
use
け
some
らに
mashing.
存在する価値があってやい防御の隙を見つけましたキュール一発戦機一掃してやりましょう出発して
Now use
一発戦機この力で撃ち合う防御の基地の中に消えてしまいなさい高出力作戦回路アクティベートロックオン一掃してやりましょう
use her ability.
出発一斉一発戦機これ防御の隙を見つけましたやれ
Execution.
敵ロックオン解析破壊
Nice.
敵をやれ高出力作戦回路アクティベート
Charge regulars. Hakama.
クールホロコの力で撃ち合う一掃してやりましょう
Alright, get out.
出発一斉
Get rid of your armor. Good job, Paula.
適応か適応回路動作正常やれ
And you're dead.
むやみにもが豪快な刃の上で舞い上がるこれが九竜の意志手加減はなし防御の隙を見つけました
Alright, I only got 2 good points
出
here.
発一斉適応回路起動
Excellent. execute.
戦闘開始。敵放出力作戦回路アクティベート。キュウリほらここにある。行きましょう。一発戦機。この力で打ち破ります。シンクロでヒアリ
Goodbye.
適応タイム。
一掃してやりましょう。これが九竜の意志。
Let's go.
連絡
Probably
して
shouldn't have done that, but oh well.
手先発戦機。
Not flawless.
悪党
okay.
邪道全部退散。
Alright. Alpha. Ooh, we got some good options here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
戦場に何があるかはどうでもいい。
I don't need healers. I can go
隊
full
長の仕
damage.
事はお任せください。
I do need to do some swapping so I can do all the big moves.
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。
Straight for the damage.
戦列これで全てうま了解です。隙だらけ勝負。ここに
There
降
we
臨。
go.
この矢はあなたの憐れみです。
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。
Beautiful.
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。戦列かこれで全て了解です。隙だらけ。勝負。
I'm
こ
great.
こに降臨。
残業
私の指示に従い。風より解かれる力。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。生死を分けるのは一種。風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。宿命の風は
Found two
私が
super
断ち切る。
same rotation.
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。隙だらけ。了解です。勝負。
Fine.
ここに降臨。
この矢はあなたの憐れみです。
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。
Damage.
手加減。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。戦列勝ち前から滅びて隙だらけ。勝負。ここに降臨。
この矢はあなたの憐れみです。
風より解かれる力。
Let's do the big
我が
damage.
刃と風。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。
There's so much going on the
風より
screen. I'm
解か
like
れる。
paying attention.
我が刃と風。戦列開始。これで全て生まれ変わる。隙だらけ。
There we go.
こ
Bam.
こに降臨。
残業しなさい。この矢はあなたの憐れみです。
風より解かれる力。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。生死を歯ごた私の指示に従い。宿命の風は
Goodbye.
私が断ち切る。戦力が生まれ変わる。これで全て終了する。
滅びなさい。主は許しません。
隙だらけ。
この矢はあなたの憐れみです。
風より解かれる力。宿命の風は私が断ち切る。
Now we go.
風より解かれる力。我が刃と風。勝負。ここに降臨。了解です。隙だらけ。
主は許しません。
Ah, so close.
滅びるか
Oh, we
いい
did some
戦
pretty
いで
good
したね
damage. Oh, I thought I was doing good. I apparently did terribly. Can't even beat members of my own guild. I have really been usurped. Depressing times. Truly living the most depressing timeline. Anyway, I will be ending the stream there. Thank you for tuning in. Do I even have enough viewers for a raid? No, I don't. Anyway, thank you for everyone for joining, and I'll see you actually tomorrow, because I will be doing my first Hearts of Iron stream, which is going to be a bit of an announcement. But anyway, I'll see you all next time. Take care, and good luck.